Australian Program Lead for AUKUS Integration and Acquisition, arriving. Naval Education and Training Command, arriving. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the playing of the Australian and United States National Anthem. Color Guard, post the colors.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave? Australians, all let us rejoice, for we are young and free. We've golden soil and wealth for toil, our home is girt by sea. Our land abounds in nature's gifts of beauty rich and rare. In history's page let every stage advance, Australia fair. In joyful strains then let us sing, advance, Australia fair.
Color Guard, retire the colors. Bosun, retired side boys. Ready? Two.
All right. Hey. Forward. March.
Chaplain Torres will now deliver the invocation.
I invite you to pray with me according to your faith tradition as I pray in mine. Let us pray. Gracious God, as we gather together on this warm summer morning, we come to celebrate and congratulate the students from Power School Class 2402. We have sacrificed, studied, remained diligent, and who met the incredibly demanding requirements of Power School in order to stand here today, graduates. And for this, we give you thanks. We celebrate each of you today and give thanks for all the people that surrounded you, encouraged you throughout your program, for your families, loved ones, friends, instructors, advisors, and mentors. Thank you, God, for each of these individuals, and we ask for a special blessing to be upon them as they stood by each one of these sailors. We ask now, God, that you would bless each of these sailors with a little bit of relaxation this week as they reconnect with family and friends before they begin the next step in their journey in our nuclear reading. Now, God, we ask that you go before the remainder of this ceremony. Be with our guest speakers, Rear Admiral Cherico, Commodore Francis, our special guests, and these students we pray. Amen.
Please be seated. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to introduce Captain Jason Anderson, Commanding Officer of Naval Nuclear Power Training Command.
Hey, good morning, everybody. Before I get started with some of the official stuff, I'm going to talk a lot about students today. I'm sure the Commodore and the Admiral is going to talk a lot about students in the Navy. 2402 has done some amazing things. And just kind of, I know the parents know this. I'm going to talk a lot about you as well with the parents and the families. But the amount of talent they bring is unbelievable. So before we get started, I want to recognize everybody here, the color guard, the side boys, and that awesome choir. Those are all students, right? So no professionals came up here. That's just the amount of talent that we bring in and they brought here, and that was a freaking awesome rendition. So let's give them a round of applause before we start. All right, and I want to also thank whoever brought the weather. Wow. Second day of summer, and if you guys have been in Charleston for a couple days, it has not been this nice. So well done to whoever that was. Rear Admiral Cherico, Kaprowski, Lofgren, Lieutenant General Richard, Representatives Davis and Cox, other distinguished guests of NNPTC staff, students, ladies, gentlemen, family, and friends. I am pleased to have you here today. Good morning and welcome to the graduation ceremony for Nuclear Power Class 2402. I want to welcome the spouses, family members, and friends of our graduating sailors. Your presence demonstrates your continued love and support, and I know it's appreciated by the students. You should be very proud of these men and women. They have demonstrated perseverance and hard work in their successful completion of the demanding academic requirements in nuclear power school. Our graduates today number 253, and they have shared the common bond of completing nuke school, joining a legion of highly respected professionals over 150,000 strong, responsible for over 68 years of safe, reactor accident-free operation around the world. Ladies and gentlemen, before I introduce our guest speaker, I'd like to provide you some background. In September of 2021, leaders of Australia, the United Kingdom, and the United States announced the creation of an enhanced trilateral security partnership called AUKUS. AUKUS is intended to strengthen the ability of each government to support security and defense interests by building on long-standing and outgoing bilateral ties. The first initiative under AUKUS is a commitment to support Australia in acquiring nuclear-powered submarines for the Royal Australian Navy. As part of that initiative, the first set of Australian students graduated nuclear power school in July of 2023. Today we're proud to present 2 more officer graduates, with many more following in their footsteps. With that, I'd like to introduce Commodore Royal Australian Navy Bradley Francis. Commodore Francis has spent most of his 23-year career in the submarine force. He served aboard the frigate HMS Canberra and followed by Collins-class submarines HMS Deshano, Waller, Shanin, and Rankine prior to commanding HMS Deshano. And I apologize for that. And currently then served as the Commander Submarine Force of the Royal Australian Navy. It's my distinct pleasure and honor to introduce an accomplished naval leader, the Australian Program Lead, AUKUS Integration and Acquisition Office, Washington Navy Yard, Commodore Brad Francis.
Good morning, everyone, and good morning to Class 2402. It's a great privilege to stand beside Admiral Cherko today to congratulate the 253 United States Navy and Royal Australian Navy personnel graduating from Nuclear Power School. This is one of the first steps for many of you in your careers, but it is a significant achievement, and I recognise the many hours of study and training that it took to meet the high standard required to graduate from this prestigious school. You and your families should all be really proud of your dedication and achievements. Today marks the graduation of Australia's third cohort of officers, as flagged there by Captain Anderson, in the nuclear propulsion pipeline. Lieutenant Mitchell Marinac and Lieutenant Edward Renouf are only Australia's 7th and 8th officers to graduate this course. So on behalf of Australia's senior defence leadership, I wish to recognise your role at the leading edge of Australia's generation of a uniformed workforce to operate our future nuclear-powered submarine capability. Each time I come down to Charleston, it is pleasing to see Australian numbers in the training pipeline gradually increase. Australia's first nuclear-trained officers who graduated from this school last year have now started their first sea tours on US submarines, and we expect our first enlisted cohort to graduate Power School in a few months' time. So on that note, I wish to pass my thanks to the Commanding Officer of Naval Nuclear Power Training Command, Captain Anderson, and his team for their ongoing integration and support of Australians into the United States Navy's nuclear training pipeline. We are grateful for the efforts of the Command in training our first generation of nuclear qualified personnel. It is clear you and the team continue to go to great efforts to make Australian personnel feel welcome at Charleston and embrace the trilateral nature of the AUKUS endeavour. To the families, it doesn't matter which Navy you're in, all naval members know we cannot effectively serve without the love and support of our families. It is so great that many of you were able to make it today, and I thank you for your ongoing support. Finally, to all the graduates before me from Class 2402, I wish you all the best in your next stage of your training. I look forward to congratulating many more United States and Australian graduates of the Nuclear Power School in the future. Enjoy this special day. Thank you.
All right, guests and graduates, hello again. I'm going to go ahead and throw a plug in here. So I briefed the Admiral when he showed up that this is a semi-formal fun event. So yesterday my social batteries were pretty discharged when I got home to make a battery joke. So I got them recharged this morning. Your sailors, as we move through this next speech, and they have an opportunity to walk across to the stage, some energy, some hooping, some hollering, and when we come up here, let's come up and bring the energy for some pictures. So guests and graduates, hello again. It's my pleasure to introduce our next guest speaker, Rear Admiral Jeffrey Cherko. Admiral Cherko is a career naval aviator. He graduated from the United States Naval Academy and holds a master's degree in national security strategy from the National War College. At sea, he deployed with Attack Squadron VA-75 aboard the USS Enterprise and with Strider Fight Squadron FA-81 aboard the Dwight D. Eisenhower, and Fighter Wing 2 while assigned to the Ronald Reagan. As a strike warfare commander for Carrier Strike Group 9. Ashore, he stood up the digital warfare officer as acting director of Navy Staff, served as chief of staff, Commander Naval Air Forces, and completed additional tours with Naval Special Warfare Development Group as battle director for Combined Air and Space Operations Center. As a flag officer, Rear Admiral Cherko served as the deputy director of Global Operations J39 in the Joint Staff and director of Integrated Fleet Analysis N02R at U.S. Fleet Forces Command and commander of Group 4. Since 2023, Admiral Cherko has served as the Commander Naval Education and Training Command. It is my distinct pleasure and honor to introduce the accomplished naval leader, Rear Admiral Cherko.
All right, good morning, everybody. Can I hear something from the uniform in the back there? You happy to be here? All right, that's better. Starting to sound like a fighter squadron now. Thank you. All right, Jason, thanks for the introduction. Distinguished guests we've already recognized, and staff as well. Today's graduates, but most importantly, my words are meant for the friends and family in the crowd directly in front of me. This means a lot. Admittedly, this is only my second visit to Goose Creek, South Carolina. The first time was when I dropped off a couch for my daughter, who's in Nuke Power School and graduates today. I will tell you, a fuel-efficient Mazda 3 and studying at NNPTC is not conducive to being able to do much more than satisfy the first two levels of Maslow's hierarchy of needs, which is eating, breathing, sleeping, and studying. All right, I do think couches are somewhere near level 3 or 4, so yay, Dadmiral to the rescue. All right, again, to the families and friends in this crowd, and me being one of them, we've all had to stand by our loved ones as they experience the crucible of the obtaining of massive amounts of information and theory being taught to these young men and women. We all should know, but you all should know after today, the importance of encouraging our sailors through this arduous journey and concomitant lack of sunlight. This is the first time this group has seen the sun in 7 months. I'm surprised you're not wandering around aimlessly. Your love, friends and family, and constant support continue and should continue to serve as a source of strength for each one of your sons, daughters, husbands, wives, brothers, and sisters as they continue on this education and training track ahead of them. So you heard I'm a naval aviator. I was wondering why I'm here. Former naval reactors, Admiral Frank Caldwell, he and I got to know each other, and right before he retired, he asked me to come here and speak at this graduation, obviously with the benefit of speaking in front of my daughter. So I thank him for that, and I thank the nuclear power community for taking care of that aspect. But again, as a naval aviator, I'll admit that what's taught here is clearly the most demanding academic program in the United States military. So loved ones, think about what I just said. There is nothing harder. And as the commander of naval education and training, I can personally attest to that accuracy. I know a high-performing organization when I see it, and this is one. Each of your graduates has spent more than 70 hours per week, probably more, studying physics, reactor principles, thermodynamics. Is it called thermodynamics? All right. Gina never said that. I don't know if she passed that. She says, like, when hot gets cold and cold gets hot. Chemistry, radiological fundamentals, and other topics that clearly tie my tongue and make my head hurt. So you might think it's odd that a naval aviator is talking to you today instead of a submarine or other nuclear trained officer like a surface nuke. But I'm here to tell you that flying fighters and operating a nuclear reactor plant truly do have much in common. Our nuclear trained community and naval aviation are more alike than they are different. We both understand the technical underpinnings of our profession. We understand the why and how our equipment works. We are used to critique, self-assessment, and self-correction. Both of our communities believe in getting after problems when they're small and deriving the root cause behind anomalous outcomes. Because we don't want to talk about a bad day in an aircraft or working on a plan. In flight school, students must understand each of the aircraft's interconnected systems before we even think of letting them sit in the cockpit. We continuously emphasize the importance of adherence to checklists and procedures in order to maximize the lethality and survivability of our aircraft and preserve naval aviators' lives. This need for sound procedural knowledge and the ability to react with intention and confidence is equally important when you are responsible for the operations of a nuclear-powered vessel. So by the end of their training, each of them will know how to maintain and operate a plant and the why behind certain procedures. I cannot emphasize enough how important this academic foundation will be to their welfare and that of their future crews. And really how critical those foundations are important in supporting our national interests. Nuclear power is a competitive advantage, ladies and gentlemen. So both naval aviation and the Navy nuclear program place keen emphasis on safety and continuous improvement through the rigorous application of personal responsibility and integrity. Their training was keystone to the Navy's exceptional nuclear safety record and global reputation. For perspective, it's been 66 years since the world's first operational nuclear-powered submarine, USS Nautilus, completed a submerged transit under the North Pole. Since then, our Navy has operated accident-free. Today, over 40% of the U.S. Navy's combatant warships are nuclear-powered, which includes 11 nuclear-powered aircraft carriers, 50 fast attack submarines, 14 ballistic missile submarines, and 4 guided missile submarines. I'm going to go off script. I'm the Admiral. So Admiral Hyman G. Rickover, you've heard that name? In naval aviation, we call him Papa G. Is that right? I can get away with that. I don't recommend anybody in uniform saying it because I am under no threat of having to go through nuke power school. But Papa G said, he emphasized personal responsibility. To quote, responsibility is a unique concept. You may share it with others, but your portion is not diminished. You may delegate it, but it is still with you. If responsibility is rightly yours, no evasion or ignorance or passing the blame can shift the burden to someone else. Unless you can point your finger at the man who is responsible when something goes wrong, then you have never had anyone really responsible. So says Papa G. So each of you has already begun living Rickover's charge and taking personal responsibility right here. As you move on to the next stage in your training at prototype and learn how to operate a shipboard reactor, the steadfast commitment is only going to deepen as you apply theory to the almost real world, and soon the real world in the fleet. When you report as a nuke to your first submarine or aircraft carrier, the Naval will test you in new and unique ways as you put your knowledge into practice. This enormous task will require attention to detail, as well as humility and empathy as you lead young sailors so that your teams are able to ensure that our submarines and our aircraft carriers are operating safely and effectively, and by default, outperforming our adversaries. Lastly, nuclear power and aviation assets around the world work together to defend our nation. Today, the United States and our allies face significant and growing geopolitical challenges worldwide. China threatens a larger conflict in the Taiwan Strait. Russia continues its aggressive invasion of Ukraine. Israel and Hamas are at war. Iran and its proxy Houthis are attacking global shipping in the Red Sea, and North Korea and Iran seek to try to develop nuclear weapons. The U.S. Navy needs its entire fleet, and our allies and partners' fleets, all to be up on step. As you heard about AUKUS, our historic partnership with Australia and the United Kingdom, we are sharing our nuclear propulsion technology for only the second time in our history. This is the largest international nuclear propulsion sharing agreement in 65 years, and through this, our Australian allies will safely and effectively operate their own nuclear-powered submarine fleet. This will naturally impose a dilemma and increase ambiguity in our adversaries' calculus, which will only help deterrence. You can see the results of this important international partnership here today with our Royal Australian Navy graduates and my partner Brad behind me. So together our subs, ships, aircraft will help maintain established superiority on the sea, in the air and under the waves. All right, to close, allow me to share an impactful passage from one of my favorite authors, James Michener. It's from his book Chesapeake. I'd ask that you listen closely to the intent behind the words or the word picture that's painted. I reference it often, so my apologies to my family in the audience when I have the honor of speaking to graduates of military education and training, because I think it paints a picture for the families and loved ones. So James Michener said, "A ship, like a human being, moves best when it is slightly athwart the wind. when it has to keep its sails tight and attend its course. Ships like men do poorly when the wind is directly behind them, pushing them sloppily on their way, so that no care is required in steering or in the management of her sails. The wind seems favorable, for it blows in the directions you want to head. But actually it's destructive because it induces a relaxation in tension and skill. What is needed is a wind slightly opposed to the ship. But then tension can be maintained, juices can flow, and ideas can germinate, for ships like men respond to challenge. Through this demanding and rigorous journey filled with countless hours of studying, analysis, and thought, these men and women behind you have all responded to the challenge. Each one of them has stood athwart the wind. Everyone here has made a choice to step beyond their comfort zone, to serve, to do a bit more, work quite a bit harder than others, and learn about themselves every day. These men and women are responding to a greater calling and are showing incredible determination, dedication, and above all, a passion. I hope you can see the practical application of their education. And I ask them, each of you in uniform, remember with a sense of satisfaction, the confidence that your leadership has placed in you. So as you move forward in your careers, I urge you to remain intensely curious, to never stop learning, never stop increasing your level of knowledge, never stop growing your experience, and never, ever stop pushing the boundaries of what people think is possible. Maintain that tension that I spoke about as you cultivate your skills and mastery of this calling. The world and our navies need bold thinkers and fearless leaders, well-grounded in technical expertise like you, to preserve the peace, respond in crisis, and win decisively in war. So to each of the graduates, leave here, continue to make your mark. I am in awe of the effort each of you have put in. May your future be bright, rewarding, and filled with endless possibilities. Thank you.
We will now present the graduation certificates for enlisted class 2402. Family and friends are encouraged to come forward to the area in front of the stage and take pictures while the certificates are being presented. As we recognize today's graduates, we will be recognizing those graduating with honors, 3.7, or with distinction, 3.5. The class director for enlisted class 2402 is Machinist Mate Nuclear, Senior Chief Thomas Anderson.
Sections 1 and 2 consist of electronics technicians of nuclear power. On board nuclear power ships, the electronic technicians are responsible for the operation and maintenance of reactor controls equipment. Section 1 is comprised of electronics technicians, advised by Chief Ordonez.
All right, this is the point where I'm going to step in and not let it start if I don't get some energy. Right, these guys.
Justin Allen.
Where's Mom and Dad?
Graduating with honors, John Biendo. Graduating with distinction, Riley Diedrich. Cecilia Doak. James Douglas. Maxwell El Haj. Graduating with distinction, Samuel Johnson. Sarah Jones. Charles Marble. Daniel Mesa. Eric Olmedo Yanez. Gregory Phillips. Graduating with distinction, Saxton Reddick. Graduating with distinction, Christopher Rothenbush. Graduating with honors, Tony Rotramel. Colin Shayer.
Go, Kelly!
Brandon Sellers. Nathaniel Spencer. Aiden Wright. Section 2 is comprised of electronics technicians advised by Chief Adornius. Graduating with distinction, Walter Alcevedo. Enrique Bourdier. Graduating with honors, Charles Crace.
Let's go, Craig!
Paul Cummings.
Yeah!
Noah Engelstad.
All right, let's go,
Graduating with distinction, Charles Fleming. Graduating with distinction, Ethan Frost. Kenneth Garcia Sosa. Michael Hardy.
Yes, sir!
Graduating with honors, Kenneth Jacobo. Aaron Carl.
Come on, Carl!
Caden Lawrence.
Come on, Lawrence!
Graduating with honors, Troy Lowe. Robert McCune.
Come on, Bobby!
Matthew Walker.
All right, Walker!
Graduating with honors and the Section 2 honor graduate, Clay Bogue.
Come on, Clay! Let's go!
Section 3 and 4 consist of electricians' mates and nuclear power. On board nuclear power ships, the electricians' mates are responsible for the operation and maintenance of ships' electrical power systems, including the ship's battery, turbine generators, and switchboards. Section 3 is electricians' mates advised by Chief Deaton. Emmanuel Alzate. Alexander Bernal. Eric Brookhauser. Colin Downing. Alberto Eriz Pujol. Jacob Hildebrand. Corey Jones. Graduating with distinction, Robert Gilday. Ethan John Lee. Graduating with distinction, Willard Nillist. Timothy Perkins.
And smile and turn. All right, here we go.
Richard Renfrew. David Robertson.
Let's go! Good, Dad.
Anthony Salcedo. Joseph Sandoval. Gavin Sears.
Go, Gav.
Jackson Schrudevan. Caesar Varela. Brendan Watson. Graduating with distinctions, Blake Willis. Graduating with honors in the Section 3 honor grad, Zachary Alston. Section 4 is comprised of electrician's mates advised by Chief Perigo. Hernan Belamontes. Jake Brown. Alberto Calvillo. Levi Dahl. Graduating with distinction, Matt Della Vega. Zane Downing. Kiernan Earhart. Graduating with distinction, Sven Ellertson. Elijah Hightower. Hunter Corvette. Scott Johnson. On Lee. Joshua Logar. Andrew McKinney. Thomas Oda. Ethan Pearson. Daniel Reyes Nava. Armando Rojas.
That's my boy.
Graduating with distinction, Shauna Angela Walsman. Frederick Withrow. Sections 5 through 8 consist of machinist mates and nuclear power. On board nuclear power ships, the machinist mates are responsible for the operation and maintenance of steam and reactor plant systems, including main and emergency cooling systems, main propulsion machinery, and auxiliary systems. Section 5 is comprised of machinist mates advised by Petty Officer Glenn. Derek Armenta. Joel Adrian Assistio. Alex Carahona. Brandon Barraza. Aaron Caldwell. Graduating with distinctions, Calvin Comstock. Graduating with honors, Aaron Christopher Dile. Cameron Donahue. Ryan Donnelly. Cody Dreyer. Eric Evans. Scott Hartley. Owen Jensen. William Luzier. Jaheim McDonald. Graduating with distinction, Nolan McIntyre. Riley Moore.
Yes, ma'am.
David Reed.
Turn one more time, Riley.
Joseph Romero. Aaron Toves. Anthony Wagner. Graduating with distinction, Avery West. Graduating with honors, Garrett Woody. Graduating with honors and the Section 5 honor graduate, Paige Deersman. Section 6 is comprised of machinist mates advised by Chief Powell. Kevin Abaya. Ian Adams. Graduating with honors, David Bernier. Seth Blaha. William Kennedy. Nicholas Colvin. Graduating with distinctions, Jackson Dunn. Leonard Garcia. Noel Gonzalez. Cade Gorham. Graduating with distinction, Eric Jansen.
Yeah! That's my brother!
Love you, brother.
Christian Lawfer. Caleb Myers. Jesus Mayo. Devin Morrow. Elion Pacheco Martinez. Sarah Patino.
That's my sister!
Where's brother?
Asiel Ramirez. Anthony Simpson. Devin Twig. Jarrett Woodward. Graduating with honors and the Section 6 honor graduate, Frank Wynn. Section 7 is comprised of machinist mates advised by Chief Sullivan. Bickerstaff Adam. Burris Kiesler. Clark Nathan. Davies Lucas. Devondra Matthew. Dickie Keegan. Eckley Brandy. Wallaker Lucas. Miranda Alec. Oliveris Robert. Sosa Justin. Stamps Lily. Thun Adam. Eric Tolner. Vargas.
Love you.
Daniel Watson. Ryan Williams. And the Section 7 honor graduate, Mason Burns. Section 8 is comprised of machinist mates and is advised by Chief Sullivan. Xavier Babbitt. James Baldwin. Ethan Beach. Graduating with distinction, Jeffrey Carroll. Graduating with honors, Charles Francis. Cole Gordon.
Turn him up, Bert.
Elliot Keith. Jordan Kilduff.
Let's go, Jordy!
Trevor Kimmel. Tyron Lee. Parker Duet. Jensen Toe Matiz. Graduating with distinction, Hayden Morford. Blaze Forciolo. Graduating with honors, Angel Rivera. Caleb Schrock. Seth Spielman.
Hey, Jax.
Aaron Sprinkle. Clyde Stones.
Go! Let's go!
Chief Petty Officer Baker, please stand. Chief Baker has been selected as the instructor of the class by the students in Class 2402 as a result of his superior performance and dedication. Please join me in showing our appreciation. Naval Nuclear Power Training Command, attention to award. I will now announce the top graduate in each enlisted rate. The top electronics technician with a grade point average of 3.87 is Petty Officer Alexander Lovato. The top electrician's mate with a grade point average of 3.91 is Petty Officer John Philip Wolpert. The top machinist mate and enlisted class 2402 honor graduate with a grade point average of 3.97 is Petty Officer Brendan Gustafson. As we recognize today's officer graduates of class 2402, family and friends are encouraged to come forward to the area in front of the stage and take pictures while the certificates are being presented. As we recognize today's junior officer graduates, we will be recognizing those graduating with honors 3.6 or with distinction 3.4. The class director for officer class 2402 is Lieutenant Luke Smilas, who also serves as an instructor for officer heat transfer and fluid flow. Naval Nuclear Power Training Command, seats.
The following students were part of Officer Section 1. Their advisor was Lieutenant Cameron Koontz. Graduating with distinction, Ensign Noah Bohem. Lieutenant Lorenzo Cardenas. Ensign Regina Cherico.
Only one you can kiss. Sorry.
With distinction, Lieutenant Travis Griffin. Mr. Yusuf Islam. Ensign Elena Julius.
Elena!
Ensign Ryan Kaprowski. Ensign Joshua Lee. Ensign Matthew Lindstrom. Ensign Joe Lofgren. Graduating with honors, Lieutenant Mitchell Marinac. Ensign Jacob McKay. Lieutenant Stephen Morse. Lieutenant Riley Morris. Ensign Benjamin Prince. Ensign Annie Quo.
Annie Quo!
Lieutenant Edward Renouf. Mr. Jeremy Rifkin. Ensign Ben Selnick. Graduating with distinction, Ensign Michael Slaughter. Graduating with distinction, Lieutenant Gray Taylor. Graduating with distinction, Lieutenant David Toussaint. Ensign Calvin Tran. Ensign John Trombetta.
Way to go, John!
Graduating with distinction, Ensign Josh Wisgard. Ensign Andrew Wu. Graduating with honors, Lieutenant Justin Shue. The following students were part of Officer Section 2. Their advisor was Ensign Dan Romans. Ensign Brett Belknap. Ensign Michael Bertram. Ensign Austin Bites. Ensign Isaiah Coleman. Ensign Nicole Croft. Ensign Spencer Eves. Graduating with distinction, Lieutenant Matthew Friedel. Lieutenant Delfino Garcia. Ensign Baker Harrington. Graduating with honors, Ensign Isabel Hossafrost. Ensign Stephen Johnson. Ensign Jacqueline Labruzzo. Lieutenant Ju-Won Lee. Ensign John Lochtefeld.
Johnny Lock!
Graduating with honors, Ensign Benjamin Mann. Graduating with honors, Lieutenant Derek Miller. Ensign Matthew Malady. Lieutenant Patrick Parker. Ensign Mitchell Rome. Ensign Luke Schwab. Graduating with honors, Lieutenant Cameron Smith. Ensign Jacob Smith. Graduating with honors, Lieutenant Victoria Tran. Lieutenant Lillian Usati. Ensign Ethan Wagner. Graduating with distinction, Antonius Wells. Ensign Abigail Wilson. Lieutenant Michael Zimmerman.
Mickey Z! Mickey
The
Z!
following students were part of Officer Section 3. Their advisor was Lieutenant Adam D'Amico. Graduating with distinction, Ensign Joseph Altmeyer. Lieutenant Morgan Bollinger. Lieutenant Anthony Chase Hill. Ensign Jessica Cox. Graduating with distinction, Lieutenant Cameron Davis. Ensign Matthew Dubois. Ensign Kyrus Fort. Ensign Daniel Habermas.
All right, Danny!
Lieutenant Cameron Hancock.
Way to go, Cam!
Ensign Alec Hayden. Ensign Michael Henley. Ensign Peyton Johnson. Graduating with honors, Ensign Patrick Kinney. Ensign Rachel Labriva. Graduating with honors, Ensign Jack Leland. Graduating with distinction, Lieutenant G. Sub Lim. Ensign Braxton Macias.
Let's go, Braxton!
Ensign Michael Mack. Lieutenant Hernando Manrique. Ensign Adam McCowan. Graduating with distinction, Ensign Aiden McGuigan. Ensign Thomas Rankin. Ensign Maria Reed. Ensign Eric Ryman. Graduating with distinction, Ensign Camden Scheller. Ensign Sarky Shaw. Ensign Ethan Cisbero. Lieutenant Nora Stawley. Mr. Robert Spock. Ensign Sean Woods. Lieutenant Alexander Yiser.
Naval Nuclear Power Training Command, attention to award. We will now recognize the top 3 officer students based on final academic performance. Graduating third in Officer Class 2402 with a grade point average of 3.85 is Ensign Andrew Harris. Graduating second in Officer Class 2402 with a grade point average of 3.89 is Ensign Graham Lindner. The top graduate of Officer Class 2402 with a grade point average of 3.89 is Ensign Peter Barrett. As a recipient of the Vice Admiral Barron's Award, Ensign Barrett is presented this plaque. This award was established by the Barron's family to honor his lifetime of achievement as a submariner and sea scientist. In 1955, then Lieutenant Barron's wrote and taught the first nuclear power school curriculum, so it's appropriate that the award is presented to the individual who has distinguished him or herself through superior academic and military performance. Petty Officer Gustafson, front and center. NNPTC, at ease. Rear Admiral Cherico will now present awards on behalf of the Charleston Council of Navy League to the top officer and enlisted graduates in the class. The following are some of Ensign Barrett's and Petty Officer Gustafson's accomplishments as noted by the Navy League. The Navy League was founded in 1902 as an educational and advocacy organization designed to enhance the morale of sea service personnel and provide them a powerful voice in Congress. While assigned as a student at Naval Nuclear Power Training Command, you have excelled in your educational endeavors as demonstrated by your performance. By your unswerving motivation and exemplary work ethic, you lifted up your shipmates and reflected excellence upon yourself. Your drive and determination were superb in the performance of your duties and has resulted in your selection as a recipient of the Navy League Award. Retired Master Chief Ed Stank will now make a presentation on behalf of the Submarine Veterans Society to the top officer and enlisted submarine volunteer graduates in the class.
Wow, what a crowd. Good morning, everybody. As I reported, I'm a retired Master Chief, served on 5 nuclear submarines during my career. So it's a real honor to be here today. Thank you. The following are some of the accomplishments of Ensign Barnett and Petty Officer Gustafson as noted by the Submarine Veterans Society. The members of the United States Veterans congratulate you on your graduation. This distinguished fellowship of the silent service has a simple creed: to perpetuate the memory of our shipmates who gave their lives in pursuit of their duties while serving their country. That their dedication, deeds, and supreme sacrifice be a constant source of motivation towards greater accomplishments. Pledge loyalty and patriotism to the United States of America and its Constitution. You are the future of the submarine service. This is why Charleston-based Subvets has chosen you as a recipient of the Subvets Award. Oh, okay. Okay. MM3 Nuclear Brendan L. Gustafson. And finally, Ensign Peter Barnett. Is that correct? There, I'm sorry. Ensign Peter Barrett, my colleague. I want to say something. My wife, deceased wife, was British, and her family moved to Australia. It's a great country, and I couldn't think of a better ally for our country than the Aussies and the British. So thank you very much, and I appreciate your time.
The Commanding Officer's Personal Excellence Award is awarded to a student in each section who, as determined by the class director and section leading petty officers, exhibited the greatest degree of professionalism These students were selected based on the virtues of hard work, personal dedication, and the desire to succeed. The following students are Class 2402 Commanding Officers Personal Excellence Awardees. Ensign Andrew Harris. Ensign Luke Schwab. Lieutenant Jisub Lim. Electronics Technician 3rd Class Maxwell El Haj. Electronics Technician 3rd Class Caden Lawrence. Electrician's Mate 3rd Class Robert Kilday. Electrician's Mate Nuclear 3rd Class On Lee. Machinist Mate Nuclear 3rd Class Riley Moore.
Yeah, girl.
Machinist Mate Nuclear 3rd Class Sarah Patino. Machinist Mate Nuclear 3rd Class Brandy Eckley. Machinist Mate Nuclear 3rd Class Jeffrey Carroll. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me and recognize the Class 2402 Personal Excellence Awardees. The Fleet Reserve Association has established a Hard Charger Award, which recognizes an individual's outstanding effort as a highly motivated student and model sailor here at Nuclear Power School. Chief De La Fuente will now present the Hard Charger Award on behalf of the Fleet Reserve Association. Petty Officer David Reed, front and center. The following are some of Petty Officer David Reed's accomplishments as noted by the Fleet Reserve Association. While assigned as a student at Naval Nuclear Power Training Command, you demonstrated sustained superior performance. Your outstanding ability to stay the course and successfully complete your duties is without equal. By maintaining a positive attitude and using an exemplary work ethic, you were able to overcome an academically challenging curriculum and prove yourself professional and militarily while assisting your fellow sailors. You have provided an outstanding example for your classmates with your strong academic desire, superb military performance, and impressive dedication to duty. This professionalism in the performance of your duties has resulted in your selection as a recipient of the Fleet Reserve Association's Hard Charger Award. Naval Nuclear Power Training Command, seats. Captain Anderson will now offer his closing remarks.
Okay, so now, since the weather's so nice, maybe 20 more minutes and I'll get you guys out of here. No, I was just kidding. So Master Chief and I were talking about with some of the distinguished graduates that came up, that I think if we added his grade and my grade together and maybe multiplied it by another number, I'm not sure I could get those numbers. So that is really amazing. One more round of applause for all the students, because they really care. I want to express NNPTC's appreciation to Admiral Terco, Commodore Francis, and our other distinguished guests for making the trip to Charleston and for their contributions. Graduates, in a moment, you're going to be dismissed. But before this, I want to leave you with a parting thought. The Navy, and in particular our nuclear-powered warships, have long provided the presence, deterrence, and when required, firepower to defend democracy and our American values. These warships are enabled by the endurance and power density of their nuclear power plants. It's now your time to serve. Operate these power plants and support our nation with the knowledge and skills you have learned here. It's because our Navy is vital to our national security that the staff at NNPTC works so hard to help you succeed. All of you encounter difficulties along the way, but the fact you're here today means you've risen above and you're a safe and trusted nuclear sailor, ready for prototype and ready for operation in the fleet. I want to say thank you to our tremendous staff, both nuclear and non-nuclear. You do amazing work every day, and these graduates take a little bit of your fire with them when they go to the fleet. Staff and students, I am proud of every one of you. I'd like to end the ceremony with a thank you to the families, the staffs, and the students. Your enduring love, support, and sacrifices make this and our wonderful country possible. God bless NNPTC, the United States Navy, and God bless America.
Guests and graduates, please rise. Chaplain Torres will now deliver the benediction.
Would you join me in prayer one last time? Gracious God, as we depart this place, we once again give you thanks for the amazing accomplishments of these graduates, and pray for your continued success as they move on to prototype. Thank you again for their instructors, SLPOs, mentors, and their loved ones who have encouraged them along the way. Thank you for their dedication to these, their sailors. Now bless these students for their efforts, and may they know how proud we are of them. Now may the Lord bless you, keep you. May the Lord make his face shine upon you, and be gracious unto you. Amen.
The official party will be available in front of the stage following the ceremony for pictures. Class 2402, attention. Class 2402, dismiss.